it was a good opportunity for me to invite my Malaysian friend to this celebration. I'd like to show him more about my culture, my tradition, and my peoples, as I know there are many negative views of Iranian community because of the propaganda in media. It was the first time for him to be a part of Iranian events, and I'm happy to receive such a great understanding of him. I would like to share his experience with you about this ceremony and about Iranian community.
Yes, I think this is a very good question. Before you have invited me to this function, this very auspicious function, most of us, the usual general public of Malaysia, we would depend our source of information on a lot of mainstream media like the newspapers, the star papers, and also certain online newspaper. And usually the Iranian community in Malaysia right here is directly associated or I would say correlated with a lot of negative connotations, which actually would misrepresent the entire Iranian community in the first place. After attending this function, it was totally a very flabbergasting, it was a magnificent, auspicious occasion for me, simply because I realized that all the performances that were shown, and the entire ambience, the environment, the people there, they were entirely antithetical and contrasting to what I've read in the newspaper. Instead of the newspaper talking about the they like to associate with Iranian into all sort of negative vice activities, I find here myself a very different entire view. They have the recitation of the Hafiz, they started out by having some cultural dance, which was pretty breathtaking to me. I was totally flabbergasted when I saw it. The costumes and the moves, basically the movements, that were lively, and it depicts the very gentle and calm feeling, whereby, again, it contrasted what people would think or would believe, or as what was reported in the newspaper concerning the negative connotations that is associated to the Iranian community. And I especially was taken aback and impressed concerning the Hafiz, whereby a basic recitation of a simple poem accompanied by a single string instruments, and the entire composition was so magnificent. Yeah. It was really great. In general, of course, there were great musics. There were also a band, an Iranian band with their very traditional music. It's all fantastic. I like everything about the show yesterday. And I think most important, I've been communicating with some of the new friends that I've met in the functions, and surprisingly, they were extremely, I wouldn't say they were polite, but they were extremely polite, and they carried themselves very humbly. And I think that in future, these type of shows should be encouraged. They should organize it more, but most importantly, the venue has to be larger so that it could be exposed to the Malaysian community at large. When the Malaysians come, and given all the technologies, the modern advancement of the internet, when we Malaysians come and we like it, we would definitely post in our Facebook, and through this I think the Iranian community has a greater exposure in terms of their values especially, and in terms of who they are, so that the Malaysians can understand better and will change their wrong perception, which is often a misrepresentation of what the truth is all about in the first place. Yeah, in short, in conclusion, I think that the Iranian community, they have to expose themselves more by organizing more of such events to show to the Malaysian public so that they can better understand the Iranian community better. And also, I believe that in all parts of the world, there are always bad and rotten apples, you see. It doesn't matter which nationalities, which countries, every country they have certain bad people out there, but we shouldn't have this stereotypical thinking and label the entire general community just because of these small amount of people that were bringing a bad name to that nationality particularly. So I think Malaysians, we ourselves also need to be more neutral before we label or judge a single community. Yeah. جلوه کن در آسمان همچو مهر جاودان
بشنو سوز سخنم که هم آواز تو منم، همه یک جان و تنم، وطنم 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 وطنم. بشنو سوز سخنم که نواگر این چمنم، همه یک جان و تنم، وطنم 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 وطنم. همه با یک نام و نشان به تفاوت هر رنگ و زبان، همه با یک نام و نشان به تفاوت هر رنگ و زبان. همه شاد و خوش و نغمه زنان ز صلابت ایران جوان.